Ikoet's journey to greatness. A humble beginning of Ikoet lived in a small village nestled between rolling green hills and golden farmlands. She was a quiet, shy girl who lived with her parents and 3 younger siblings. Every morning, she walked barefoot to school, her uniform slightly worn, with a simple notebook in hand. Despite her dedication, Ikoet struggled in class. Her classmates often outshone her, easily answering questions and excelling in subjects while she found herself confused by numbers and words. The teachers noticed, but many believed that she simply wasn't bright enough. Some students even teased her, calling her dull behind her back, and this made Ikoet withdraw even further. A moment of doubt. One particular day, the teacher, Mr. Item, asked the class to solve a math problem on the board. Ikoet knew she should try, but fear gripped her. Her hands trembled as she held her chalk, staring at the numbers, unable to make sense of them. After several long moments of silence, Mr. Item gently told her to return to her seat. The class whispered, and Ikoet could feel their eyes on her. She bowed her head in shame. That evening, Ikoet returned home feeling more defeated than ever. Her mother noticed her sadness. "What's troubling you, Ikoet?" her mother asked as she prepared the evening meal. "Mama, I can't do anything right at school. Everyone thinks I'm stupid." Her mother paused and then looked into her daughter's eyes. "Ikoet, you are not stupid. You just need to work hard. Remember, even the brightest stars take time to shine." A ray of hope. Determined to change her fate, Ikoet began waking up earlier than usual. She sat outside their small hut in the early morning hours, practicing her math problems and reading her textbooks by the dim light of an oil lamp. Her siblings would still be asleep, but Ikoet had a new resolve. Even though the concept still seemed difficult, she refused to give up. At school, she stayed behind after lessons, asking Mr. Item questions. Surprised at her sudden determination, he began to give her extra tutoring, helping her understand the things she struggled with. "Ikoet," Mr. Item would say, "success is not only for those who find things easy. It's for those who refuse to quit." Gradually, something began to change. Ikoet started answering questions in class. She still wasn't the best, but she was no longer the worst. Her classmates noticed her improvement and some began to respect her efforts. Rising above the odds. Months passed, and the annual school competition approached, a prestigious event where students competed in math, spelling, and debate. When Mr. Item announced the names of students selected to represent the school, everyone was shocked when they heard Ikoet's name. Many doubted she would do well, but Ikoet wasn't afraid. She had worked hard, and now it was time to prove to herself and everyone else that she was more than they ever imagined. The day of the competition arrived. Ikoet stood among students from other schools, her heart pounding but her mind sharp. She tackled each math problem with precision, spelling out difficult words confidently, and even took part in a debate that earned her a standing ovation. The champion's glory. When the results were announced, Ikoet was declared the top student in the competition. The once dull girl had transformed into a champion. Her school, her classmates, and even those who once teased her cheered her on. She received a medal, and her name was engraved on the school's honors board, a permanent reminder of her determination and hard work. As she walked home that evening, medal around her neck, she spotted her mother waiting for her at the gate. Without a word, her mother embraced her, tears of pride in her eyes. "I told you, Ikoet," her mother whispered. "You just needed time to shine." A legacy of hope. Ikoet's story spread beyond her village. She became a symbol of perseverance and determination. Younger students looked up to her, and she began helping others who struggled just as she once did. With newfound confidence, Ikoet dreamed of becoming a teacher, someone who would help students like her find their strength and never give up. And as she walked to school each morning, she no longer carried just her books, she carried a legacy of hope and inspiration.